I'm Azaria Tagaya and this is Nightline. Here are the top stories. Security heightened at national borders following assassination attempt on Malaysian Border Control and Protection Agency commander. And Thai Prime Minister Anupin crushes rivals as Election Commission certifies results. Good morning. Additional security measures were immediately activated at the country's entry points following the shooting of the Bukit Kayu Hitam Malaysian Border Control and Protection Agency MCBA commander SAC Muhammad Nasaruddin Muhammad Nasir early Wednesday. Home Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said the government viewed the incident seriously and assured that security at national entry points remained under control. In a statement, Saifuddin said firm action would be taken against those involved and stressed that the government would not compromise on any threat to national security. The police are leaving no stone unturned in their probe.
Kita akan siasat semua aspek lah. Mungkin ketidakpuashatian syndicate dari pihak polis ni, kita banyak tangkap penyeludupan migran, maknanya berpusat di sini sebab mangsa ni lah, komander ni adalah bertanggungjawab di atas penugasan di kompleks ni.
In the 5:50 a.m. incident, about 1 kilometre from the Malaysia-Thailand border, Muhammad Nasaruddin was driving his car when two men on a motorcycle began shooting at him. Muhammad Nasaruddin, who was on his way to perform subuh prayers at Masjid Al-Mujahirin, escaped unharmed. In the meantime, the threat of cross-border drug syndicates is becoming increasingly serious and impacting national security. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said nationwide drug seizures surged to over 3 billion ringgit last year, compared to approximately 388 million ringgit in the previous year. Zahid shared this information while chairing a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Combating Drug Abuse in Kuala Lumpur on Wednesday. The haul amounted to 89 tonnes of drugs and 132 tonnes of poisons. Methamphetamine remains the most seized substance at over 51,000 kilograms. Reports on drug and substance abuse, meanwhile, show that nearly 192,000 individuals are involved in drug abuse. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has praised the bravery of 7 youths who jumped into a lake to save a mother and her 2 young children after the vehicle they were travelling in plunged into Tasik Biru in Kundang, Selangor on Tuesday. In his social media post, Anwar said he was deeply moved by their act. He said he was touched upon reading about the courage of the 7 youths who acted swiftly to save a mother and her 2 children involved in an accident in Kundang. Anwar said their selfless decision to prioritise the lives of others, even at the risk of their own safety, had saved 3 lives. He also extended his prayers for the full recovery of the mother and her children. The incident was first noticed by members of the public who heard the screams and cries of children coming from the sinking car. Following an alert sent through a community WhatsApp group during supper, several young men rushed to the location. Upon arrival, 7 youths immediately dived into the water. They managed to rescue the woman and her 2 children, aged 3 and 6, by pulling them out through the car's sunroof. The high-stakes rescue was carried out in under 15 minutes, conducted in total darkness and without the aid of specialized equipment.
Hati-hati.
While both children were successfully rescued first, their mother was found unconscious. The cause of the incident remains under investigation. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission has remanded 3 people, including an NGO chairman and treasurer, over alleged false documents linked to a basic food aid program worth 5 million ringgit. They are believed to have submitted documents containing false particulars in relation to the program. Magistrate Ezrin Zakaria issued a 4-day remand order against them until February 28th, following an application by the MACC at the Putrajaya Magistrates Court on Wednesday. Sources said the suspects, 2 men and a woman in their 30s, were arrested at the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya on Tuesday after giving their statements. Preliminary investigations found that the suspects, with the NGO treasurer also serving as a company director, allegedly conspired to commit the offence between 2021 and 2023. They are accused of submitting using documents containing false particulars to mislead the NGO, leading to payments totaling about 5 million ringgit. MACC Anti-Money Laundering Division Director Datuk Nur Haizam Muhammad confirmed the arrests and said the case is being investigated under the MACC Act. 13 people, including 3 enforcement officers, have been remanded over allegations of masterminding a Tonto cartel involved in bribery linked to illegal protection for commercial vehicles. Magistrate Ezrin Zakaria granted a 3-day remand order until February 27th following an application by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission at the Putrajaya Magistrates Court on Wednesday. The suspects, 12 men and a woman, aged between 30 and 50, were detained on Tuesday while giving statements at the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya and across the Klang Valley. MACC's Intelligence Division Senior Director, Datuk Saiful Israel Arifin, said 71 bank accounts comprising 53 personal and 18 company accounts amounting to 4 million ringgit have been frozen to date. The suspects are believed to have acted as agents and middlemen, offering and paying bribes ranging from 100 to 4,500 ringgit per month to enforcement officers from the Kuala Lumpur and Selangor Road Transport Department in exchange for protection action against their lorries under the Road Transport Act. The syndicate's modus operandi involved depositing bribe payments into mule accounts, which were then later withdrawn by the enforcement officers involved. A university student in Pekan Pahang has been remanded for 4 days to assist in investigations over a photo which allegedly showed his foot stepping on a Quran after it went viral on social media. Kuantan District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Ashari Abu Sama said the 21-year-old suspect was detained on Wednesday after his father lodged a police report on the matter. The complainant and his son presented themselves at the Kuantan District Police Headquarters to report the social media post. Ashari said the father acted out of concern for his son's safety following the post. Since Tuesday, images showing a man's foot stepping on a Quran have gone viral, along with screenshots of posts allegedly linked to a student from University Malaysia Pahang Al Sultan Abdullah UMPSA. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code, the Communications and Multimedia Act and the Sedition Act. Now, following the incident, the government has ordered immediate action over the viral photo, which allegedly shows the suspect's foot stepping on a Quran. Communications Minister Datuk Fahmi Fadil, who is also the Unity Government spokesman, said the act was a clear provocation that risks undermining religious harmony in a multiracial society. He has directed the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC, to take immediate steps under the Communications and Multimedia Act. The MCMC will also work closely with police to ensure firm and comprehensive action is taken under existing laws. Meanwhile, UMPSA Vice-Chancellor Professor Dr. Yatimah Alias said an investigation committee will be formed to look into the case. She said strict action will be taken if the student is found guilty, in accordance with the Universities and University Colleges Act and UMPSA Student Disciplinary Rules 2024.
UMPSA tidak akan berkompromi dengan penyebaran kandungan palsu atau berbaur kebencian. Sentimen 3R ini tidak boleh dipandang remeh dan setiap individu perlu menjaga batasan serta sensitiviti yang boleh mencetuskan pelbagai reaksi warga maya, termasuk.
What's really behind Malaysia's strong vehicle sales and what does it mean for 2026? Is the EV surge here to stay? And how much of this growth is truly local as costs and policies evolve? Where is car demand heading next? Azaria Tagaya speaks with MAA President Muhammad Shamsul Muhammad Zain only on Money Matters this Saturday at 4:57 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Malaysia's economic outlook is expected to remain resilient in the second quarter of 2026 based on the latest leading index performance. The Department of Statistics said the leading index inched up 0.1% to 114 points in December. The index is a statistical tool used to forecast short-term economic direction through changes in business cycles. The modest growth was supported by a 7.3% increase in real money supply M1, which reflects cash in circulation and current deposits in the banking system. volume. Real imports of semiconductors also rose 4.8%. The improvement signals stable domestic financial liquidity and sustained demand for electronic components. The strengthening of the ringgit is not expected to undermine Malaysia's trade competitiveness. Second Finance Minister Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah Azizan said exports continued to expand last year despite the stronger currency. The ringgit appreciated by more than 10% against the US dollar and by as much as 13.9% against other major and regional currencies. During the same period, Malaysia's gross exports grew 6.5%, driven by strong performance in the electrical and electronics sector.
Malah prestasi ekspor Malaysia tidak bergantung semata-mata pada faktor kos dan perkembangan ringgit. Kelebihan daya saing ekspor negara turut disokong oleh keupayaan pengeluaran yang mantap serta tahap integrasi yang kukuh dalam rangkaian bekalan global.
Amir Hamzah said the stronger ringgit reflects an improving external environment and solid domestic economic prospects. The nominal effective exchange rate also rose 6.1% last year. On Tuesday, the ringgit strengthened to 3 ringgit 89 sen against the US dollar. Media Prima Berhad recorded a profit after tax of 10.4 million ringgit for the first 6 months, ended December 31st, 2025. This marks a 75% increase from 5.9 million ringgit in the same period a year earlier. In a statement, the group said the improvement was driven by strategic cost management initiatives that enhanced operational efficiency. Revenue for the period stood at 403.5 million ringgit, supported by continued growth in non-advertising segments. Non-advertising revenue rose 14%, while content sales surged 85% to 10.3 million ringgit. The home shopping segment also expanded by 17%. Group Chairman Datuk Seri Dr. Syed Hussein Al-Junaid said the second quarter performance demonstrates the company's resilience in a challenging operating environment. Group Managing Director Datuk Rafiq Razali said the stronger results reflect the effectiveness of its strategic focus on operational efficiency and revenue diversification. As the company enters the final year of its 3-year strategic roadmap, Media Prima remains committed to enhancing content quality and strengthening its premium inventory offerings to generate sustainable new revenue streams. Thailand has slashed its key interest rate by 25 basis points to 1%, the lowest level since September 2022. The move by the Thai Central Bank is aimed at supporting the country's fragile economic recovery amid persistent domestic and global uncertainties. The unexpected cut came after the Finance Ministry said earlier this week that the economy is no longer in critical condition. Thailand, however, continues to face mounting external risks, including geopolitical tensions and volatile global markets. Inflation has also remained negative for the past 10 months, giving policymakers room to provide further support if needed. Despite the rate cut, the committee stressed the importance of preserving some policy space. The benchmark rate now stands just above the record low of 0.5%. Schools move online amid air pollution. This and more after this breather.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Ikut cara Gen Z. Juan Ji jadi. Let's go. Vibe happening. Oh, Mami.
Inilah rutin tiap-tiap hari.
Kalau lambat nanti Mami tak nak pergi kah?
Semangatlah.
Adik. Konten, menu, wajib estetik. Jom berbuka.
Dia suka tahu bersilang-silang aku. Untuk mini bila rebus tu memang kena 3 minit.
Baik.
Dah siap dah.
Of course, kena slay. Anak mama masak apa tu?
Belajar sabar sikit belum puasa ni.
Memang orang dapur orang tu.
Mana puas lah.
Tadi, yang tu masuk dalam ni.
Oh.
Mami, oi, Mami.
Perangai gila-gila. Resepi serasi.
Sabar ni kerja saya hampir terjatuh tadi. Tapi kita lepas. Dah siap. Sirap bandung gila berlaku.
Siap dah.
Senang kan?
Senang lah.
Juan Ji kenyang. Sama-sama Ramadan, sama-sama berkat di TV3.
Anda sedang menonton podcast Biar Tahu Jangan Keliru. Melayu, sihir, macam tak boleh dipisahkan.
Dalam perjalanan kita nak sampai kepada Allah tu, Allah akan sampai kepada kita dulu.
Kalau dulu masa bercinta, dating tu tak pegang handphone. Tengok muka kekasih tu. Unik. Complicatednya.
Aku tak tahu, aku main forward ya.
Kekalkan adab kita di media sosial. Setia bersama dengan kami di podcast Biar Tahu Jangan Keliru.
Thanks for sticking with us. Now, the Kuching High Court on Wednesday dismissed the application by Petroleum Sarawak or Petros to challenge a bank guarantee claim by Petronas totaling nearly 8 million ringgit. Judge Datuk Fariz Gohim Abdullah ruled that the Petronas claim is valid and consistent with the terms of the bank guarantee, which is on demand and unconditional. The court emphasised that the issue decided was limited only to the validity of the bank guarantee claim, as stated in the notice of motion filed by Petros. It also ruled that the bank guarantee in question can be claimed through a written request without the need to prove a breach of contract. At the same time, the guarantee funds have already been received and utilised by Petronas, thereby rendering the injunction application academic. The court further ordered Petros to pay legal costs of 50,000 ringgit to Petronas. The dispute arose after Petros failed to settle payments for gas supplies in August 2024. More than 1,500 pupils in Kulai Johor have been forced to switch to online learning after thick smoke from a warehouse fire blanketed their schools. According to authorities, SJKC Sengkang and SJKC Kulai Besar have been ordered to close as air quality concerns persist. The fire at a rubber processing and plastic storage facility in Senai appeared to be 80% under control. The 22,000 square metre warehouse has been burning since 4:37 p.m. on Tuesday, with 43 firefighters deployed to the scene. Efforts are now being focused on preventing the fire from spreading further.
Walaupun hujan yang lebat pada petang ini ianya tidak membantu sangat dari segi pemadaman kebakaran, di mana bahan-bahan yang terbakar tersebut sangat reak dengan air dan kita menggunakan teknik pemadaman menggunakan foam.
No injuries have been reported and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. The World #Quran Hour 2026 program will take place on March 11th, marking its 11th year of organisation. Carrying the theme Building People Before Building the World, this year's edition will be conducted in English for the first time. Surah Al-Muzammil has been selected as the focal chapter, with its message aimed at strengthening identity and spiritual resilience among Muslims when facing current challenges.
Sebelum ini kita ada menjemput duta-duta daripada negara luar, ya, kerana ini World Quran Hour. Bila mereka datang World Quran Hour, mereka pun harapkan mereka boleh faham. Tetapi bila tengok pentadabur menyatakan dalam bahasa Melayu, jadi mereka akses terhad untuk mereka bawa mesej itu kepada negara mereka.
The program will be held from 12 to 1 p.m. at the Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Mosque, International Islamic University, Malaysia in Gombak. It will feature Quranic recitation, a tadabbur session and a resolution based on Surah Al-Muzammil. Media Prima Berhad is among the media partners supporting the event. Heavy rain triggers serious flooding in Bali. The details when Nightline returns.
unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
3 drama Ramadan paling emosi. Confirm buat satu Malaysia panas. Khianat yang terpilih.
Benda apa yang paling susah saya kena hadap? Saya terpaksa tinggalkan orang yang saya cinta dulu.
Saya tahu yang dia dah tahu pasal kita. Cuma dia tak ada bukti.
Ida pun tak tahu kenapa Ida nak kena ada rasa curiga dekat abang.
Kerana cinta itu dusta.
So pernah buat konten kan?
Ini bukan konten. Awak je lebih-lebih.
Kenapa tak daripada dulu? Kenapa sekarang?
Sekarang ni semua benda yang I buat tak kena dekat you lah. Tak kena.
Tak kena jangan lah.
Bila cinta menjadi dosa.
Perempuan mana yang tak sakit hati bila suami dia ada perempuan simpanan?
Tak ada siapa pun yang boleh rampas tempat you.
Satu dunia dia boleh janji. Sekejap semut pun tak mati. Tapi lepas tu...
Tapi please.
Juan G Drama. Sama-sama Ramadan, sama-sama berkat. Di TV3.
Sekeping je.
Mesti shopping pun boleh. Siap ada diskaun lagi.
Welcome back. Now to international developments. Thailand's election commission confirmed the victory of caretaker Prime Minister Anutin Chanwirakul's Conservative Party on Wednesday, ratifying most of the results of this month's vote. The commission certified the results for 396 newly elected MPs in the 500-seat lower house, with Anutin's Bum Jai Thai party winning 170 constituencies, the highest of any party. The Reformist People's Party came in second, while Pheu Thai secured third place with 58 seats. Bum Jai Thai has announced it will form a coalition government with Pheu Thai and several smaller parties. A new parliament must convene within 15 days of certifying at least 475 seats, 95% of the total, after which the House will elect a Prime Minister to form the government. Now, Thai Prime Minister Anutin Chanwirakul on Wednesday confirmed the explosion at Surin's Border Patrol Police Armoury was due to a technical malfunction. He said the National Police Chief would release further details on the incident and assured the public it was unrelated to the ongoing situation at the Thai-Cambodian border. On Tuesday night, a massive fire and series of explosions rocked the Border Patrol Police 21 Command Centre's arsenal in Muang District. The fire was so intense that firefighters were initially unable to enter the compound. The premises were unmanned at the time and only one minor injury was reported. U.S. President Donald Trump said he wants to resolve the confrontation with Iran through diplomatic means, but warned that Washington would never allow Tehran to develop nuclear weapons.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
Trump said both sides are still negotiating a deal, insisting that any agreement must include Iran's firm commitment not to pursue a nuclear bomb. Meanwhile, Tehran dismissed U.S. claims about its missile program as big lies and maintained that its nuclear activities are purely peaceful. The two sides are scheduled to hold a third round of talks in Geneva, Switzerland on Thursday. Myanmar's military junta has carried out airstrikes that killed at least 26 civilians and wounded 19 others in western and northwestern parts of the country. In Arakan State, 17 civilians, including women and children, were killed and 14 others injured when airstrikes hit Yongyu village in Ponagyun Township on Tuesday. The death toll in Ponagyun, however, could rise as some of the injured remain in critical condition. In a separate attack in northwestern Sagaing, 9 civilians, including 2 children, were killed while 5 others were wounded. 2 paramotors reportedly dropped 3 bombs on a site where locals were using a Starlink device to access the internet. In Indonesia, relentlessly heavy rain since Tuesday has triggered widespread flooding and landslides across Bali, affecting residents and tourists in several urban and coastal areas. In Denpasar, flash floods submerged streets and homes after nearby rivers overflowed, with water levels reaching up to 1 meter in some locations. Flooding also hit the resort areas of Kuta, Legian and Sanur, where rescue teams used rubber boats to evacuate people from inundated neighborhoods. No injuries were reported, but authorities warned of possible aftershocks as the waterlogged soil remains unstable. On to sports news now. Football and the Malaysia Cup. Reigning champions Johor Darul Takzim JDT-FC took on Malacca in the second leg clash on Wednesday night. Taking place at the Hang Tuah Stadium, the Southern Tigers wasted no time asserting their dominance. Left-back Levere Corbin Ong opened the scoring for the visitors in the 7th minute. Brazilian forward Jairo da Silva then capitalised on Malacca's defensive lapses with a goal in the 31st minute before grabbing his second after the break. Malacca pulled one back in the dying minutes through Ahmed Shamsaldin, but it proved little more than consolation. The result handed the reigning champions an emphatic 8-1 aggregate victory over Malacca, booking their place in the semi-finals against Kuala Lumpur City FC. Badminton now. The 2026 German Open national mixed doubles pair, Jimmy Wong and Lai Pei-jing, provided the only bright spot on an otherwise somber second day for the national camp on Wednesday. The world number 24 duo held off a stern challenge from Denmark's Christopher Kolding and Matt Verger pairing. The Malaysians were pushed to 3 sets before sealing a 61-21, 21-17, 21-17 victory. In other matches, Justin Ho, Khaled Shana and doubles pair Ong Yu-sin and Kyo Yi were all eliminated in the first round after losing their respective ties. Other players set to take the court are Leong Junhao and also women's singles Wong Ling Ching. She will be playing in a short while. Now, after being battered by a historically severe blizzard over the past week, conditions in New York City are finally beginning to improve. In Manhattan, crews are working around the clock to clear thick snow from city streets and sidewalks, while some residents are taking an unexpectedly creative approach to digging out. I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thank you for watching and selamat bersahur.